friends, it's Jackie and Dave again. We are back with volume 4 of our Funfold template series that we've been doing once a month. Can you believe this is number 4?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, because you're suckered into doing this with me. So after this one, if you've been following along with us, you're going to have 16 different templates for 16 different easy fun folds. They're easy, right?
They're very easy because I can do them.
If he can do them, anybody can do them,
Exactly.
right? So if you've been following around, you kind of know the drill. So I will talk. Oh, yes, we have a puppy.
We're dog sitting.
Yeah, we're dog sitting, so we're going to have puppy help today, too. So we are going to talk you through making 4 templates that you can use with any stamps, paper, and ink to make Funfold cards. So essentially, I'll talk Dave through. We will give you all the measurements, all the scoring lines, so listen carefully. Now, what I think is the best thing to do is watch it for entertainment purposes, I guess, or get the gist of each of the Funfolds. And then when you're ready to make these templates for yourself, just go ahead and stop the video and work your way through, because I'll give you all the measurements, scoring, and you can easily make all of these templates.
Just like me.
Yeah, just like Dave. Now, if you prefer written instructions where you have diagrams and scoring lines and all of that jazz, I have those available as well. So if you place an order, at least $50, between now and the 10th of September, I will send you the tutorial for free. You got to use my host code. And let's see, what else? And it just has to be $50. Kind of lost my train of thought. I got dogs down here. Or the tutorial is also available to purchase. Now, the details for getting it free or purchasing it will all be on the blog post that corresponds to this video. And you'll find the link to go directly there down in the description of the video. Usually it's like right down there, kind of depends on your device, wherever it says video description for the video you're watching, and that'll give you all the details on that. Now, so I said this is volume 4, so that means we've got 3 other Funfold videos that if you haven't seen them yet, go back through the YouTube channel and find those, and you can make those templates as well. And remember, they are designed so you can use any stamps, paper, and ink. Now, I will show you the ones I made with the templates. After he makes each one, I'll show you my sample. And part of that tutorial, if you get it, gives you all the step-by-step instructions to not only making the templates, but making the 4 cards that I made as well with the butterfly set. So I can't wait to show my versions of them. Well, I think we're ready.
That's it. We're ready. Let's go.
Okay, let's see if we can keep the dogs quiet as I talk Dave through making 4 Funfold templates. Hang on, we'll flip the camera. Alrighty, before we get started, I just wanted to flip through the other 12 here. Now you can see with all the templates, I like to write all of my measurements right on the card. Like I've got the DSP measurements, and then I usually, oh, that one I didn't. Some of these I'll put the cutting and scoring and all the details right there on the template. And then if you're following along, especially if you have those tutorials, I recommend you write volume 1, 2, 3, whatever, so you can easily match it up with the written tutorial if you have those. So those are the 12 so far. I always tell people, grab a shoebox or some kind of container and start putting these in there. Add to it every month. The first Friday of the month, we'll always do 4 more. And then anytime you're ready to stamp, flip through these and pull out the Funfold that you want to make. So let's set those aside. Let's get Dave working on our first one. You ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Okay, so we're going to start with a piece of cardstock that is 11 by 4 1/4, standard half size. And we're going to score it at 2 3/4.
Is that this one?
Yes. Yeah, don't use the wrong one because then you'll cut it.
I know.
So 2 3/4.
2 3/4 right there.
You should be getting really good with the
I'm starting to
measurements.
get better
at
at this.
And then slide it over and let's do 5 1/2.
5 1/2.
So we started with a piece that was 11 by 4 1/4, and then we're scoring at 2 3/4 by 5 1/2. And we can take the cutter away here for this one. And now fold it in half, just like you would a card. Yep.
This one first.
And then
this is going back a bit,
fold.
right?
There you go.
There we go.
Oh, we need your bone folder.
Yeah, where's that thing?
There you go.
There we go. That's my favorite little tool.
We always want to make sure we get nice crisp edges in that.
Good folds of that
So
little thing.
we're starting out pretty easy here. So let's go ahead and add some designer series paper. There's your
But
adhesive.
that's going in here.
It is. Good. And that piece is 4 by 5 1/4. So just don't put too much. You know the drill here.
I know.
I know.
Whoops, that was almost upside down.
Oh.
Not that that matters.
It doesn't matter. Remember, our colors look ugly, our paper looks ugly. We're just using scratch.
Just a
which
template.
is what I tell you to use too. Alrighty. Then we have 2 pieces. I put adhesive on there for you already.
Oh, that's a good idea. Just go in here.
2 1/2.
Stick it.
Stick it down.
Stick it.
Stick it, stick it. Pound it. 2 1/2 by 4.
I bet one goes here.
And one's gonna go there. So we had 2 pieces that are 2 1/2 by 4 and 1 piece that was 5 1/4 by 4.
Look at that.
There you go.
Perfect.
So now you can see how your card is going to open and close. Now, for the next layers on these, we're going to do 2 exactly the same. So we have 2 pieces of basic white that are 4 1/4 by 3. Here, we'll just set that aside. We're going to do something first.
Oh, okay.
And then 2 pieces of coordinating color. Doesn't that coordinate great?
Yeah, I can see it.
Those are 4 1/2 by 3 1/4. So just a quarter inch
like that?
bigger. Yep, they're exactly the same.
figured
I'll
that.
even help you out here. Let's see who gets done first.
Oh, you practice more than I. Not take my spot too.
So, okay.
Beat ya.
So now when you're making this card, you could use different sizes here. So adjust it to, whatever works for you, but we're just using the 4 1/4 by 3 and 4 1/2 by 3 1/4. And then I want you to put adhesive on the back of that one and I want you to center it on that inside, just like
that?
so. Yep. You don't have to worry about upside down or anything because there's
No,
nothing
that's
on
not
it.
there yet. I kind of like this. It's a lot easier for me.
Okay, now when we close this, we're going to close it like that.
Oh,
and this
I see what we're
piece-
doing. It's going to go here.
Yep, and you want to make sure
It's
that
going to
they
match up with
match
that,
up.
so it hides it kind of, right?
Yep, so only put adhesive
means
over
only put it over here.
or you'll glue your card
got-
closed.
Wouldn't that be funny?
Yeah, especially when you try to open it.
So make it a surprise card.
Exactly.
Something like that. That's pretty
Uh-huh.
close.
There you go.
Little crooked. There we go.
So easy peasy.
How's that?
There you go. So this is fun fold number 1 for volume 4. And remember, any size here, just make them both the same and stick it on there like so. Now let me
Awesome.
show you the one I made.
Which is probably prettier than what I made. Except I do got nice colors.
Yes, you do. I picked them out just for you. So the 4 cards that I made using the templates this time are using the Best Butterflies stamp set and coordinating dies. So you can see, I tried to use them a variety of ways with the designer series paper, stamps, dies. But you can see, here's how mine opens. Isn't mine cute? There we go. But little, guess what I did there?
That looks like coffee.
Yeah, it is coffee. Good thing I took a picture for the
Yep.
tutorial before I did that. So there is my version of template number 1.
Awesome.
Ready for 2?
Let's do 2.
Okay, let's move these aside. Okay, this time it's a half sheet of cardstock again, but this one is 8 1/2 by 5 1/2. And let's start some scoring. We got 4 score lines this time.
Whoa.
So the first one is going to be at 2.
2. That's an easy one. It's like one of those round
Oh,
numbers.
you almost
I almost
cut.
did that.
Okay, then slide it into 3 1/8.
3 and
We're
8.
using lots of 8s this time, actually on several cards, I think. Okay, keep sliding, and we are going out to 5 3/8.
5 and 3. It's 1, 2, 3. Right there.
And then one more at 6
Holy
1/2. I know, I said there was a lot.
That's like
There.
that guy out in that area.
Perfect.
Whoops.
Whoop. Okay,
fast.
so we did
Wow.
2, 3 1/8, 5 3/8, and 6 1/2.
Got it.
And we're done with the cutter
Oh,
score. Okay. Now, how do you think you're gonna fold that one up?
I'm gonna go this way and then this way, it looks like.
Yeah.
Am I right?
You are right. So they both kind of fold back.
I'll do that
This is a really
first.
fun card. I really had fun making my sample. I can't wait to show my more pretty one than yours.
Well, I don't get to pick my colors like you do.
nope,
nope, nope. This way.
There you go. Once you see the folded version, this will make total sense here. All of these cards are designed so they fold up and fit into a regular size envelope. So there you go. That is what fits in a regular size envelope. So this card's a little bit different because we're going to have the front and we're going to have the back instead of a front and an inside. So the back will be where we actually would write our message or stamp our greeting.
Okay.
So open it all the way back up so we see the front. And we have 2 pieces of designer series paper that are 1 3/4 and 5 1/4.
That's for the sides there.
Yeah, and these are going to go on those outside pieces. We'll help you out here. One there. So 1 3/4 by 5 1/4. And then we have one for that very center panel that is 2 by 5 1/4.
Just like that.
Just a little bit bigger. And then as long as we're gluing and sticking stuff together here, I have a piece of white that is going to go on the back side. So flip it over. And this is going to go in the middle.
Right in the middle.
So it's the same as that
Same thing
larger,
as the other side, just...
Yep, so it's 2 by 5 1/4.
So this is the part you write on then.
So there you'd stamp your
Got it.
inside greeting, so to speak. Okay, flip it back over. So that is the base of your card. And then when you're making this card, you're going to put something on the front. And honestly, I don't even know what size I made that because you
So just cut it to fit.
either cut it to fit or it can be smaller. It just can't be bigger than this or it won't
Oh,
fit
yeah.
in an envelope.
Any shape, any size.
Any shape, any size, depending on, you know what, instead of adhesive, I don't know if we've been using dimensionals much.
Oh,
with
but
you.
we should.
We should, because I use dimensionals all the time. Because mine, with this, I put dimensionals on this piece to make it pop out just a little bit more. You want to just go ahead and stick them in the middle-ish.
You can peel these little boogers off.
Peel those off. And so, you know, if you're making this one, imagine it could be even a circle, a square, any shape, just as long as it's, you know, not wider.
Poosh.
And there you go. It could
And
be
it poofs.
It could be layered. You could do whatever you wanted on this piece. But what I like about this card is it stands up.
And look,
real
we got
nice
little
and,
papers to go on the floor.
Oh, I know. They go like all over the house.
Yes, they do.
And then the back side is that. So let me show them a pretty one.
It's kind of fun. Look at that thing go.
I know, no move. Let's show the pretty one. So here's my butterfly one. And here I just use the decal rectangles and the scallop rectangles. But again, just, you know, it's small enough that it fits in there. So our card would stand up. And then on the back, you can see where I actually stamped. And here's where I'd sign it and write my name and all that fun jazz. So there is your template number 2.
That's a pretty one.
I know, especially mine.
Yeah.
Okay, we are on to number 3. Now this one is going to seem a little bit harder and challenging, but I want you to stick with us. And remember, start and stop the video because it's not hard. There's just going to be kind of a lot of scoring and folding and gluing on this one. So we're going to start with our base that is 9 3/8 and 4 1/4. So it's a little bit shorter than normal. So 9 3/8, 4 1/4. And then we are going to score first at 3/8.
3/8.
Now, with this cutter, it's actually easier to go backwards.
This way, yeah.
So go off to the right for your 3/8. Got it. Okay. And then flip it because we're going to,
Yep.
the way I give the measurements, I'm always starting
Now
here.
my scoring's over here.
Yep. So there's 3/8. Now 1 3/8.
We are doing the 8s today.
We got
aren't
we got lots of 8s. At least I don't do 16th. Okay. Now keep sliding it to 2 7/8.
2 and 7. My goodness.
I know, it's the only way everything worked out nice and pretty. And then 3 7/8. So let's review these before we take it away. So we started
Yeah, let's
with,
show how we did this one.
yeah, so 3/8.
I turned it.
Now if they have a different cutter, that might not.
Yeah.
So we went 3/8, then 1 3/8, then 2 7/8, and 3 7/8.
Kaboom.
There we go.
And then we're done.
Okay, we're gonna set this aside because we got one more piece. So leave
Oh.
the cutter there. And like I said, we just got a lot of pieces here. So now our piece, this one, is 5 1/8, 3 1/2. And you are going to score it at 3/8.
Again?
Again. See, when people make these, they're going to be so good at scoring at
Oh
eighths.
my.
And then flip it, because the next one is 1 3/8. So we started, it was 5 1/8, and we scored at 3/8 and 1 3/8. Okay, so
That's it.
that's it for right now. Let's get the cutter out of here. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to actually change things up here. I'm going to show you all my finish card first, because I think it'll make more sense.
It'll make more sense. That's a good idea.
So this is what the card looks like. And here you can see this is that long piece with all those scoring, and here's the shorter piece. So again, the card's going to fold flat for an envelope, and then it stands up really fun. You don't see the on the video as fun as it is to stand up. So let's talk Dave through putting it together. So here's that piece that was scored. And you know what? We need to put our designer series paper on some of these before we fold it up. So way off to the right, you've got your bigger side here.
Yep.
Okay, and it comes all the way to here. But we are going to put a piece of designer series paper over there that is 3 3/4 by 4. So the key is you need to put it way over to the right, like so you
Like make it even around the 3 sides.
Exactly.
Got it.
So it looks a little awkward because we're not centering it in that panel, but you'll see why as we start folding. So that was 3 3/4 by 4. Okay, 4 is this way, 3 3/4 is that way. Now, I need you to flip it upside down, or flip it over.
Over?
I'm sorry.
I don't know what's upside up yet.
Oh, sorry. Okay, here's our 3/8, and we need to, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 panels plus the
Yep.
big one. The center one here, so it's actually the third one in, we're gonna put a piece of designer series paper right there.
Right there.
And this piece is 1 1/4 by 4, because that's gonna show when we fold it up. Okay.
There.
So now flip it over like this, and you should be able to start. What this is going to do, sometimes it's easier to do than tell you, is fold all of those, and you'll see how it folds into that little box,
That makes sense.
like so.
That works.
So what you need to do now is don't put too much, little adhesive along your little flap there to stick it down. Now make sure you don't put too much. Ooh, that might goosh. You're gonna see the gooshing action going there. Don't put him and his glue. Okay, now, because it's gonna fold up in the box, the best way to do this, nope. You gotta fold.
Oh, one more, don't I?
Yeah, so keep,
Yeah, got it.
this is just, there you go. If you fold it in half, now,
And go like that.
right, because the whole purpose is
So now it's flat.
It needs to lay flat.
Yep, and it'll stay that way.
So let me just, in case you kind of missed what he did there. Okay, you can see how it comes around. Here's that little 3/8 inch flap on the inside there, just like you're making a box. So if you fold it flat, okay, and then adhere it down, it'll be in the right spot, and then we know it's going to lay flat.
Yep.
So that's just the tricky part there. Now, we've got this piece, and that's gonna need glue on your little edge there too. And your
That's the only spot?
actually you're gonna need on 2 spots here. You know what, I'm gonna show you it before. So if you fold it in half, okay, this is going to stick right
okay.
there. So we need
So then they
adhesive.
glue down here.
A little
and
here
a little spot
and
there.
a little there. Getting a little heavy on the glue there.
How's that?
Better. I probably got to find a different adhesive for you.
Okay, where am I going to go?
Okay, you need to, you want to
Center up here?
Yeah, pretty much center up from the 2
like there?
edges of the designer series paper. Perfect.
There, that works.
Now let's see if it opens correctly.
Of course it does. I did it.
Well, we got a little glue that came out. There we go. Hey, it worked. Woohoo! So there is our card. Can you see how that goes together? Here's this piece that goes that way and that one. And then kind of make sure that glue dries on there. this panel here, okay, actually it goes this way. In reality, you could make this card any direction. I made mine this way.
Yeah.
This area here is now ready to be decorated. So we're not going to do anything with it because you could add die cuts or circles or layers.
Anything you want.
Anything
yeah.
you want on there. But again, just like that other one, we need a spot to write our message. So it's going to be on the back. So we have a piece of 5 1/4 by 4. Let's see, and we'll stick that on the very back. That should center up in there. There we go.
So that's where you write how much you miss me.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Or thank you for helping me on the video. Okay, so let's look at this one. I showed it to you briefly, but you can see here's our piece going around. There's that piece. It folds nice and flat, and this is where you can decorate that however you want. And then you're my bestie.
Oh, see, you did do that.
I did. So there is fun fold number 3. Okay, we have one more. And our base,
that's a long one.
I know. We're back to our normal size of 11 by 4 1/4. And we're going to score at 2 1/8. Told you those
This
eighths.
is a day of eighths, isn't it?
It's the day of eighths. So 2 1/8. And then 5 1/2. All the way out there. Okay, keep your cutter here, but I want you to fold it so you can see those folds a little better. And it's going to
Which way am I
fold
folding?
like that very first one we did. So kind of in half.
Like that.
And then back.
And then back. Like that.
Correct. Then you need a pencil and a ruler. But I'm giving you a pen because but if we were making this for real, I would do a pencil because you want to be able to erase.
Uh-huh.
And we need to mark, well, actually you could use your cutter. You don't even
gotta.
we need to make a mark in the middle, which would be 2 1/8. Because that's 4 1/4.
It should be right there and right there. And now I lost my middle right there.
Okay, so is that the middle?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Dead center.
Okay, so we mark the middle, so it'd be 2 1/8 from each side. And then you're going to take your cutter and you're going to cut from your middle.
Oh, okay, down to that corner.
To the fold line there. And then
I'm going to make a little point on this card.
You are. And so with our cutter, you just have to
I
put
can
it,
like put that there.
kind of turn it to get it in the track there. And now you can finally use that cutting
Now I could
blade.
use a cutting one. That's my favorite part on this thing.
There you go.
Look at that.
And then do the same thing over on the other side.
Okay. There. Something like that.
Very good. Okay, let's get rid of this.
I made an arrow. Go this way.
Hey, now what do we... Oh, it's going this way. Like, which way does this go? So here's our card base. It's going to open like so, with our little point there. Now, we're going to take Designer Series paper. We have 2 pieces that are 3 by 4. And one is going to go on the inside, and one is going to go on the outside. We'll see where on the outside here in a sec. So that's kind of the inside left, we'll call it. There you go.
There.
And then when you fold it, okay, it's going to fold like that. But we need it pretty here too, so we'll put a piece out here. Okay, so that's kind of how our card's going. Now we're going to put a piece of Designer Series paper on the inside
big spot.
as well. So this is going to be 5 1/4 by 4.
And that goes right there.
So it'll be the same. You could put a piece of white in there if you wanted or whatever you want. Okay, now we're on to the tricky part.
Good, I like tricky stuff.
Okay, so it's going to close like that. We have 2 pieces of basic white, and these are 2 3/4 square.
Okay.
In this card, you have to kind of think at an angle. So this one is going to fit right in there.
Oh, I've never done angles.
Oh, no. So when you put adhesive on, again, we got to stay over here.
Yep.
And it should fit in there pretty nice with an even border. And you don't want to make, you want to make sure you're not coming
Don't go
out.
over that edge.
Yeah.
Okay.
So put, oh, that's, yep. Yeah.
I gotta find the right spot. So
And stick it in like so.
that.
Yeah, and like your points should kind of line up right with that fold.
Yep. Whoops.
Oh.
Oh, that slid a little bit. Don't do that. There.
There we go. Okay.
Dry.
So the card's going to open like so. Let's give it a second to dry and close like that. Now this piece, that's the same size. We want it inside at that same angle. And I think the easiest way is to open this and just, because we want them to match.
Yeah.
So if you hold it there and just put adhesive here.
Oh, I could do that. Oop.
And then be real careful when you close it.
So this, I just got to take it over and close it now, right?
Because then they should match.
Should be in the same spot except for it moved. So then you just move it back.
You just slide it around. There you go.
That's in the right spot.
There
That's
you
all
go.
it takes.
So there's our card. So it's just got some kind of fun angles, and it's going to open like so. And again, it fits in a regular size envelope. Great job.
I like it.
Okay, so let's look at the pretty one. So here's mine with the butterflies. And you can see we've got the designer
It
series
is
paper.
prettier than mine, isn't it?
I know. All the love to you for helping me.
see?
So we open it up. Again, you're
And I'm
my
still
best.
your bestie,
you're
even
still-
after 4 of these things.
After this, you still. So there we go. There is the fourth one. So let's just bring in the pretty ones again. Now remember, make your template, and they're designed so that you can use them with any stamps, paper, and ink. But I showed you just kind of a fun option that I use my templates for. And once again, make sure as you make these that, let's just grab an old one here, write down all those measurements and whatnot. Remember, you can start and stop the video and get them all. Or if you prefer that written tutorial, follow the link that's in the description of the video to the blog post. And over there, you'll see how you can get it free if you place an order with me by September 10th. Otherwise, the tutorial is available for purchase. And that tutorial is pretty long. There's quite a few pages here. I'll just give you a peek here. It does feature the 4 cards I made. So it gives you the list of all the supplies to make all of them, pictures of all of them, and then each one has all the cutting and scoring and measurements to make the template, but then all the cutting, scoring, and step-by-step instructions to make my version with the butterflies. So that is what those tutorials look like. And also over on that blog post, you'll find all the information that'll give you, to take you back to volume 1, 2, and 3.
1, 2, and 3.
So you could have, by the time you're done with these, you'll have 16 fun fold templates in your shoebox. And don't forget, the whole reason we're doing this is so that you really make fun fold cards. So don't just make the templates. Make sure you play with them, make them, use your own stamps, paper, and ink. But the most important thing is make sure that you make the cards for special people and pop them in the mail and send them to them. So thanks for sticking with us here on Volume 4. We will be back next month on the first Friday of the month with Volume 5. So get to work, make your templates, check out the blog post for more details, and we'll be stamping with you again real soon. You want to do our closing?
And have a stamp happy day.
Bye, guys.
Bye,
Thanks
guys.
for watching.